Day, and thanks for joining us on African Television Network News. I am Kafayat Ibrahim. Headlines: dozens injured in Guinea pre-election clashes. FG with food bills of all bomb blast victims. Buhari. Alleged oil sector fraud. Why FG is not charging Diezani. Orders now. US supports poverty eradication in Nigeria with $2.3 billion. Ex-militants demand extension of amnesty program. FG launches mobile school in IDP camps. Portugal to get minority government. Market play down immediate risk. Turkey's Erdogan mocks EU migrant effort on evil visits. Russia escalating Syria war by targeting moderate opposition. United States. Malaysia PM urges Indonesia to tackle fires. AIDS drifts to Thai sky. Germany faces 1.5 million asylum claims this year. Central African Presidential calls for tougher mandate for United Nations. Now the news in details. Dozens of people were hurt during fighting over the weekend between rival political groups before a presidential election scheduled for October 11, local authorities said on Monday. Supporters of different parties clashed on Friday and Saturday in the city of Nzerekore in Guinea's Forest region during a visit by President Alpha Conde. Residents say calm was restored by a series of arrests and the imposition of a curfew. President Muhammadu Buhari yesterday in Abuja assured victims of last Friday's bomb blast at Yanya and Kuje in Abuja the federal government will take full responsibility of setting their medical bills. This came as the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) said the multiple bombing unleashed on innocent residents at Kuje and Yanya towns in Abuja by terrorists was not only condemnable, but also a call for communal vigilance by all residents. As anxiety mounts over the identities of suspected arrested alongside former Petroleum Minister Diezani Alisi Madueke, indications emerged last night that she and other suspects might not be charged to court in Nigeria soon. This came as chairman of the Presidential Advisory Committee on Corruption, Professor Isse Sage, senior advocate of Nigeria, said he was not shocked about the former minister's arrest, especially as she had earlier been indicted by the Senate, noting, however, that his committee had no role to play in her prosecution. The federal government has welcomed the $2.3 billion U.S. government assistance over the next 5 years that will support the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari's program to combat extreme poverty among the Nigerian population. A statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the Vice President on Media and Publicity, Laolu Akonde, said Vice President Yemi Osibanjo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, conveyed this message during the past week while signing the $1 billion assistance agreement with the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, at the presidential villa. Former Niger Delta militant leaders have declared that the December 2015 termination deadline set by President Muhammadu Buhari's administration for the amnesty program is not feasible. The ex-militant leaders, under the aegis of the Leadership, Peace and Cultural Development Initiative, therefore demanded an extension of the program. The group made a declaration in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, on Sunday when they met to reveal the federal government amnesty program vis-a-vis the termination date. A statement by its national president, Pastor Reuben Wilson, said children of internally displaced persons of school age in some parts of the northeast affected by the insurgency are back in school, as the federal government launched mobile containerized schools last week in Maiduguri, Borno State. A statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the Vice President, Mr. Laolu Akonde, said a 50-foot container being used as a mobile classroom would efficiently contain 35 students and was fully equipped with basic educational materials and furnishing, including solar panels for electricity, powering lights and fans. Portugal's Prime Minister Pedro Passos Coelho is expected to form a minority government after a centre-right coalition won the election but lost its parliamentary majority at the weekend, a move struggled off by markets, which see lead to immediate risk of instability. Portuguese share rose more than 2%, largely in line with other European stock indices, while bond yields were steady to lower in early trade on Monday after hitting their lowest level in 5 months soon after opening. Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan appeared to mock European Union overtures for help with his migration crisis as he arrived for a long-awaited state visit to Brussels and a string of meetings with European leaders set to start on Monday. Erdogan, preparing for November 1st parliamentary elections, boasted of Turkey's record in taking 2 million refugees from neighboring Syria and Iraq and contrasted it with the numbers passing through the bloc in speeches to supporters. Russia is escalating Syria's civil war by targeting the moderate opposition, United States Defense Secretary Ash Kelter said on Monday, comparing Moscow's effort to bolster Syrian President Bashar al-Assad to tetering itself to a sinking ship. by taking military action in Syria against moderate group targets. Russia has escalated the civil war, Keita said in a speech during a trip to Spain. Malaysia Prime Minister Najib Razak has called on Indonesia to take action against people setting fires that have caused choking smoke to drift across the region, where the sky over southern Thailand is latest to be clouded by the pollution. Indonesia has come under pressure in the past few weeks to contain the annual AIDS crisis, which is caused by slash and burn agriculture on Sumatra Island and is part of Borneo Island. The Germany government has not confirmed the new estimate, which comes from an internal official report cited by Popular Daily Bild. The report warns that services helping refugees will not be able to cope. Separately, a center-right regional minister put the expected total at 1.2 to 1.5 million for this year. Many are refugees fleeing the wars in Syria, Iraq and Afghanistan, but there are also many economic migrants from the Balkans, Asia and Africa. Central African Republic's interim president Catherine Samba-Panza called on Saturday for a tougher mandate for the United Nations mission, MINUSCA, and the disarmament of militants and rebels after more than 40 people were killed in the capital of Bangui. Samba-Panza, who returned early from the United Nations General Assembly in New York this week because of the unrest, also declared 3 days of national mourning for the victims starting on Monday. That will be all for now, but before we go, let's take a recap of the headlines. Thousands injured in Guinea pre-election clashes. FG with food bills of all bomb blast victims, Buhari. Alleged oil sector fraud. Why FG is not charging Diezani. Orders now. US supports poverty eradication in Nigeria with $2.3 billion. Ex-militants demand extension of amnesty program. FG launches mobile school in IDP camps. Portugal to get minority government. Market play down immediate risk. Turkey's Erdogan mocks EU migrant effort on eve of visits. Russia escalating Syria war by targeting moderate opposition, United States. Malaysia PM urges Indonesia to tackle fires. AIDS drifts to Thai sky. Germany faces 1.5 million asylum claims this year. Central African Presidential calls for tougher mandate for United Nations. Thanks for staying tuned. Bye for now.